Morning YTPC, how are you all doing? This is a special video this morning. It's actually a nice, about 12 degrees morning, not quite clear sky, but nice. What wasn't nice is last night. As some of you will have heard about, my channel was somehow hacked. So I'm going to give you the story on what happened and what I've done to try and correct the problem. About 8 o'clock last night I was going through the videos that were out there, and there was a very nice one about the draw from Kilted Piper Steve and Miss Kathy, which I was looking forward to. I had actually done a video reply on that and joined in. It was a live chat, and Steve was beautifully dressed in his tuxedo with a lovely sash, Scottish sash, and Miss Kathy was beautifully dressed up, and as you do, I said hello to this one and that one and everybody, and complimented Steve on his outfit in the chat line. And suddenly I noticed that there was a line of text under my channel name with my avatar that I hadn't written. Somebody was in that chat session using my channel identification, and I was in there at the same time. At first there were a couple of incoherent lines of babble text which didn't make any sense, and slowly these became offensive lines and basically using swear words. And I immediately rang the alarm in the line of text that I had in my real channel and said, there's a troll here at work, and this is not me writing this text, please be aware of that. And after a minute or two I decided I will tap on his chat line on the right where it says you can report or block, and try and block it, even if it would block me as well at the same time. It didn't matter, I just wanted to stop this guy, which is what I did. And all of these fraudulent fake channel lines of text were wiped, and mine remained. But of course I immediately checked out of the chat session because I would need to see what else is going on in my channel. It's a pretty horrifying situation, to be honest, when your good name and channel name is being misused by some odious creature out there who thinks he's so clever to confuse everyone and make them think you're writing those lines. And I hope all of you in YTPC know I would never write such text lines. I'd rather be run over by a truck. So I went back to my channel and also looked on YouTube guidelines what you should do, and they said immediately you better check your Google account, because that's the source of the control of your channel, and you should change your password, which I did instantly. And I also looked over the other information in my account, and I looked over my channel and didn't see any other particular evidence of the activity of this troll. I did then start to look for fraudulent videos or videos that I hadn't made and didn't see any of those. At least if any of you have noticed anything that does under my old channel name that looks weird, please notify me of it. So what could I do? I basically had the suspicion that this troll had created some kind of copycat imposter channel. Maybe just gone into Google, because you can see my avatar and you can see my channel name, and you could recreate it. According to my elementary research on YouTube, it may be possible to do that. You would think you cannot create a channel that already exists, but some commentators say unless you've got 100,000 subscribers, YouTube will not give you the full protection around your channel. Now that's just elementary research on my part, so I don't really know what help I can expect from YouTube. On one of the comments I did press the report, but already I'd blocked it, so at that point it may not have worked. So what I decided to do is assume that it may be a parallel channel out there, and I had this horror visions of him going to other videos in the comment section or other chat lines and pretending to be me and making these terrible comments. So I changed my channel name and I changed my avatar. As from today, I am Redcoats Renaissance, and my avatar is the new one you saw on this video. Now it takes a day or two for YouTube to synchronize that channel change name process, but most of it seems to have worked on all my past videos. The avatar has changed, and most of them it's now Redcoats Renaissance. Now at some point I had thought to update my channel, maybe the name, certainly the avatar, but that was maybe a year or two in the future, and this has rather forced my hand. But I hope you understand that it was a necessary step, and I've tried to change my name and avatar that you know it's me, good old Redcoat, but it's quite distinct enough from the old one. So my friends, what I would ask you to do is, if you see any comment with the old avatar and my old channel name, chat line or in the comment area, please report it to YouTube under the category of guidelines and policy infringement, because under those guidelines no one is allowed to be an imposter, and clearly this person has been doing that, and I think Google and certainly YouTube should investigate. I did a little bit of elementary research on whether this phenomenon of a troll hijacking an account identity is already known, and there were one or two videos which say yes, you can get into a chat session and somehow they will mirror your account identity and start writing these troll remarks. And this is a problem for YouTube, and they should do something about it. It was quite a recent one. I'll leave it in the bucket. It's rather an obscure channel, perhaps from somewhere in an Asian country, but it's in English, and he more or less says this will be a big problem for YouTube if this becomes rampant in all of the chat sessions, because you can imagine if you've put a few comments out and then suddenly under the same identity these awful comments come, the people who are in the chat session think it's coming from you. So it's a very evil troll attempt to attack that person. As for the motives of these sick minds, I don't know. I don't know if it was personally directed at me for some, I don't know, wrong comment to a person in the past, or I don't know if it's also just a random troll attack. I hope it's the latter, because usually trolls are sporadic and all over the place and will go away. And certainly I hope it's not someone in our community. I really can't believe that would be the case. But odd is that someone came into that chat session and was able to duplicate my channel and somehow knew I was there, but it could have been a random phenomenon. I hope it was just that. But as you see, it's very, very disconcerting and very, very worrying. And you know, a lot of effort has gone into building up my channel and reputation and brand, if you like. It's only for fun for me. It's not monetarized, probably will never be monetarized. But it means the friendships I've built up and the connections with people mean a great deal to me, and many of YTPC, including Kilted Piper Steve and Miss Kathy, are very dear to me, and I'm horrified that something like this was done using me as a means and my channel. And I sincerely hope that at least a first step to putting this right has been achieved with the change of name, change of avatar. But I would ask all my friends out there to be vigilant also for themselves. If suddenly some strange comment comes up and your name and avatar, immediately report it, because then it will not only be stopped, but YouTube are obliged to go after it. And if you see anything under the old avatar and channel name, in my case, do the same, because I will not be using that further. And I hope in this way we will trap this demon that's out there. Some of you may have very good knowledge of how this is possible in terms of software, what means may have been used to hack and how far the hack may have gone. Because in Google I get green ticks and security on all of the aspects of my security, and I use a double step that only that can get into my account. So I'm rather mystified if that's hack actually got into the account. I think it was some kind of imposter fake channel that they set up and got into the chat line that way. Or they have some kind of hacking software that interferes with YouTube's live chat process. I mean, there are some terrible software experts out there which can do amazing things, as we know. Usually it's in the realms of governments and criminal organizations, but who knows what this sick person is capable of. And if any of you are expert or know someone who would understand how this is done, or any other measures I could take reasonably to prevent it happening again, I would be very grateful for your help and advice. At times like this you really need a pipe. Smoking my Savinelli Cavalieri 9mm with some early morning pipe, Jack the Piper, tamper. Now regarding my gore, that will go ahead. You just, everybody who has entered the gore, and I'm making notes all the way, got you all down. The gore will go ahead. There's one slight caveat to the gore, that Redcoat's return on the stand will be replaced in my avatar and channel by Redcoat's Renaissance, but I hope you don't mind getting the first original edition Redcoat's Return pipe stand, and some of my stickers and other stuff that I will put in there will have the old avatar, but it's very similar but different, of course, to the new one that you see now, and I hope you forgive me if I will go ahead with the same prizes. So that is proceeding very well. I'm very gratified by my subscribers that you are interested in that, and there's so many have already made a video or put themselves as I'm in. So I'm determined that this troll is not going to win, and a good redcoat never retreats, so I certainly improve my defences, and I put the information out there so that you can all protect yourself against whatever this rogue might try and cause in other channels. And if YouTube is listening, it's rather like talking to God when you're trying to... Are you listening, YouTube? You should investigate this and find out who these people are, because this is very penetrative software or tricks that they're using, and you need to put better defenses around your content creators. Otherwise, something like this, if it goes rampant, will cause great destruction. So I hope YouTube will become aware of that. Any ways that you know that you can actually talk to a living person at YouTube, let me know, because most of their advice things just go around information and things I've already done, the elementary things. But what I would much prefer is that they recognize this problem and get after it. One last favour, if Steve and Miss Cathy are watching, you may have a transcript of that chat, and if these boxes are there with the deleted comments from this horrible troll, I don't know if you've still got the possibility to click on the right side and report it to YouTube. I tried to do it, I certainly was successful to block it, but I'm not sure that it was reported, and YouTube basically says this is how you get us involved. So if you have that transcript, I don't see it anymore in your video. If you could just click on the right hand side of those deleted comments from the fake channel that was doing that, please report it. So that's the end of this emergency channel update video. I will keep an eye on it. I was up half the night constantly checking on what's going on, if there's anything appearing. I have searched for the old channel, Redcoat's Return, with the old avatar, and I don't really find this fake channel, so it may be that this individual has created it only in the chat session. The one video I found who knows this phenomenon in the bucket said it's the live chats that they go after because they can wreak the most havoc there, and it may be a very specific type of software that does actually not get into your account but just imitates your account, and I suspect that's what's going on here. But imitation and imposters are against, very clearly, the YouTube rules. So I demand that YouTube should get involved and get after these people and send the guys with dark glasses and black suits to pick them up and deal with them, because that's what I would do. Anyway, back to happy Easter Monday morning. Wish you a good rest of the Easter, and wish you a lovely week coming up, and hopefully to all of us, no trolls. Take care everyone. Bye bye.